What's up, everybody, man? Welcome back to another video. If you're new to the channel, my name is JR, and I did 10 years in the Georgia Department of Correction, man. And I share prison stories, man. I let y'all know what was going on while it was behind the walls. And y'all can see, man, these folks are still on lockdown down the road. I just seen, like, what's this? Saturday, someone lost their life, bro. Roommate got unalived by his roommate. And I tell y'all, bro, it's going to continue to get worse. It's getting hot in the state of Georgia, bro, and being on lockdown in that heat ain't nothing easy, bro. I'm telling y'all about it. But anyways, man, let me take y'all on the road, take y'all to this dorm, and tell y'all how this went down with this story. So when this is like, I was in an open dorm, and I had just got to prison, man, so I ain't really knew much. I was like green to the system, let me just put it like that. But I started to learn real fast. I started to watch movements, just noticing a lot of stuff by myself. You know, I still had people telling me things and giving me pointers and stuff like that. But like I said, I wasn't stupid, bro. I wasn't that green. I still had a lot of street knowledge. And if you got good street sense and street knowledge, bro, it ain't gonna be too hard for you in the chain gang. That don't mean you should go now. But yeah. So it was this guy named in the dorm named Hank. You know what I'm saying? Hank was like an older dude, older white dude, pretty cool. But Hank was a slickster. Let me just put it like that. But Hank had a good detail, bro. Hank was on the maintenance detail, and anybody know that been to prison, bro, like maintenance detail is one of the hardest details to get on, bro. Mostly, bro, I don't want to be sound racist or nothing like that, but most of the time, bro, anywhere you go, the whole maintenance team gonna be white. It's going to be white, bro, and it's going to be older white dudes, too. You rarely even find any young people on there, bro, because being on the maintenance team, bro, you have access to a lot of stuff, a lot of tools, a lot of cutting instrument, all that type of stuff. Hacksaw blades, sander blades, all type of hauling keys, all type of special keys to pull the doors, to pull these little star bolts. They got all this type of stuff, bro. So, you know, it was a high demand. Not a high demand, but you can hustle a lot of money off the maintenance detail, and this is what Hank did. But this is the thing with Hank that I noticed with Hank. Hank used to smoke a lot of CIs, like all day, every day he smoked CIs. And like I said, I wasn't green, but I was new to the system, so I didn't know about a lot of stuff. But you had guys in the dorm. One of the things that I noticed, bro, like certain amount of time, like especially like 2-3 o'clock in the evening, I used to see a guy. He'll go to the shower. We had like a handicap shower in the dorm, right? That the one you could pull down the seat and sit down in the shower. He'll always go to the shower between like 2:30, 3 o'clock. And, you know, after a while, I'm like, damn, why you always go there? And always another guy at the door, like, looking out. So I'm like, after a while, I figured out that's where the spot was. They had a spot in the dorm right there. So, you know, I always, like, go to the shower. When I go to the shower, I'm very observant. So I'm like, damn, what kind of spot they got? You know what I'm saying? Like, everything is closed up, locked up. So one day now, something happened in the dorm. Guys was arguing and stuff, pointing each other face. Nothing major like that, bro. But the police had came in there, and guys really had just started to fumble a little bit. You know what I'm saying? The guy was actually over there by the shower, in the shower, bro, like he was about to do something, but he was fully dressed. So when the lieutenant came down there, lieutenant like, man, what you doing over there? What you doing over there? So anyways, man, he like, man, I'll get ready to take a shower. He's like, why are you in a handicap shower? Anyways, the dude was telling him that's none of his business, which it really wasn't his business. So anyways, LT and them left. But I think LT had told the officer to kind of watch out and see what's going on. So anyways, bro, Hank came back to the dorm or whatever like that, and Hank had kind of told the dudes like, hey man, you know, LT had called the maintenance crew to come and check something out down there. He felt like something wasn't right, but they was busy doing something else, so they couldn't make it down there that time. So Hank was like, man, we just gonna try to bypass that. Hopefully we just sweep it under the rug or whatever like that. So it's probably like a couple days done passed, a week done passed. LT and them never came back. Guys were scared, so they wouldn't, you know what I'm saying, put their stuff up like that. Everybody was finding another spot or sending their stuff to another dorm because everybody was pretty much panicking like, boy, they finna hit us. You know, sometimes you trying to get on the phone, you trying to get out there. This way before I had a phone. I'm trying to get out there. Boy, like, man, I done sent the phone out the dorm. We heard LT finna run in here with the maintenance crew. Anyways, 2 weeks passed, nothing happened. Hank ended up moving out the dorm. And when Hank moved out the dorm, bro, Hank left some little debts in the dorm. But, you always see Hank on the walk. If you're going to chow, you going to church, car, wherever. So you always see him. The maintenance crew is always over the place. So I remember a guy was telling him, God damn, Hank, you moving. He was like, man, I ain't going on nowhere but F building. I'm going to F building, man. That's where I'm going. Where they put all the old folks at. He had a detail so he could pretty much go in a good dorm. Let me just put it like that. So anyways, bro, this probably like, I'd say about another 2 weeks done passed. Boom. LT come down there. He's like, he brought the maintenance crew down there. So everybody shook. By this time now, people had done got comfortable, bro. So LT come down there. LT like, whoop, 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 you know what I'm saying? Send the maintenance crew over there to the shower. So, at first, them guys was like, ain't nothing going on over here or nothing like that. LT had done left. But when LT left, bro, this dude, Hank and the maintenance man, they went to another dorm. Then they came back. When they came back, Hank go say, LT had put in a work order. A work order? I was like, work order? Work order for what? How LT gonna put in a work order for a shower? He don't even be in the dorm. He doesn't even know if the shower work or not. So he's like, man, the maintenance, the guy that's over the maintenance. Because, they have somebody that bring him around. But they do all the work. That's what going on in prison, bro. Inmates do all the work. They just have somebody that supervise that detail. So anyways, when they come back, Hank and them go over there, the maintenance guy right there. So where the shower was, it's probably like 5, 6 of them on the detail, bro. So they kind of like was standing up around the area. So at this time, bro, guys was going to detail. Some guys going to detail. Some guys going to class. So the dorm was pretty much scanty. It wasn't a lot of people in the dorm. Me, at the time, like I said, I really didn't know too much of what was going on. But I was hearing from other inmates, people talking in the dorm. Like, boy, spot over there, boy. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Them folk just started putting back up. And, you had guys in the dorm, man, like, man, Hank's some bullshit. You had guys who, like, waving their hand, like, what you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, you in the dorm, you know what's going on. And then I hear guys saying, Hank the one that, sold them the key to goddamn access that part where the spot where the shower was. So guys was like, man, that nigga Hank's some BS. So Hank was telling guys, like, man, everything good, man, just relax, everything good. Like, they just putting on a show for the maintenance guy. But anyways, bro, Hank and them doing what they doing over there. Guys out there sweating. They sweating bullets because it seemed like everybody put up in the same spots. And this is one of the things with chain gang, bro. You often find times where a lot of people will use the same spot. You have some guys who are smart enough, like, man, I ain't going over there because one person get knocked, everybody get knocked. So maintenance crew over there doing what they doing or whatever, bro. They over there for like 20 minutes. Everybody in the dorm sweating bullets. Everybody talking, you know what I'm saying? Whispering, all type of stuff. These folks end up leave. When they leave, everybody like Hank shaking his head like it's all bad. But one of the things that I realized at the time, and guys was realizing, like, LT never came back in the dorm. LT was not in there. So I'm like, okay, everything must be good. Everything must be in a spot. That's what everybody was assuming. Now, the guy that actually had the key for the spot, he was out like classes and stuff like that. He was out there in class. I think he had like MRT class or something like that. So he was out there in class. So when he came back, everybody was telling him, and he like, man, so he was like, LT wasn't in here. There was like, LT was in here at first. They left, and then LT left, and they came back. So he's like, man, everything good, man. Hank probably just, pulling a move, working the move for us, make sure everything good. So he's like, I guess they saying he was gonna go in the spot and check. Man, anyways, bro, about an hour later after everything cooled down, because they were trying to see if LT was going to come down there, the maintenance crew was going to come back or anything like that. Bro, this guy went over there, did the same procedure. He brought his towels, soap, everything, like he going to the shower. Hanging stuff up, you know what I'm saying? I really wasn't trying to look like that, but I'm trying to be nosy too, bro. Boom. Go over there, next thing I know, he come out, bro. He got the sad face, bro. He like, you know what that face is. It's all bad. Everything is all bad, bro. The ship done sunk. The car done crashed. The whip done blowed up. Everything is all bad. He like this. So guys like, man, what the heck? He went up there to the cut. And they like, you hear them talking like, man, what the hell, man? What the hell? Hank don't let them fool hit the spot. Hank know what's going on. Like, you don't want that soul on the key for the spot. So them folks like, straight panic mode, bro. Now, it was another guy that was in our dorm. Nah, he was in the building, as a matter of fact, over there in B dorm. Otis worked on the maintenance crew as well, but they went to the other side. So, everybody was mad, bro. You had Blood's phone in there, GD's phone in there, Hispanic, one of the Hispanic dude had his phone in there, bro. So, it's a lot of people, bro. You had civilians who had phones in there, bro. So everybody was tight. Everybody was mad. So when they called child call, bro, and I guess bro had got back from detail over there, Otis. Man, when Otis got back from detail, man, them folks went over there, bro, and they called child call. Them folks in the hallway like, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? What's up? What's going on with that? He like, man, I don't know what's going on, man. He's like, man, I really don't know what's going on. Them folk gathered around him like about to mob them out there to the point where the officer like, hold on, what's going on here? Y'all can't be crowded up right here. Y'all got to get out the hallway. It's child call. If you ain't going to child, get back in the dorm. Ain't should nobody be talking in here, loitering in this area. Anyways, bro, some guy came back in the dorm. You know me, I went to child. You know what I'm saying? So the guy, he was walking. Otis was walking, bro. He was telling some people like, man, I don't know what's going on, bro. He don't know nothing about nothing. He's like, man, you got to talk to Hank. Cause Hank was like one of the head guys on the maintenance crew. Otis was like, man, I just be going around. Whatever they tell me to do, I just do it. Anyways, bro, I guess them folks that called over there when they got back from chow, they called over there to the building where Otis was. You know what I'm saying? Otis was like, man, the maintenance guy turned all the phones over to the to LT and them. So anyways, bro, them guys was like, boy, something fishy about that, bro, because somebody would have heard something. And I know LT, bro. I came to know LT. You know what I'm saying? LT, every time he knocks something off or find a spot or something like that, he'll come in the dorm and let y'all know, like, yeah, I did that. I told you I was gonna catch up. But he never really came and said nothing to the dorm. So guys was suspicious, bro. Guys was telling Otis, like, man, what's going on? When he come back from child, they pressed him anyways. Otis really didn't know nothing that was going on. So anyways, bro, the next day now, guys can't wait to get out the door. You know what I'm saying? People telling their peoples on the other side to push up on that boy Hank. You know what I'm saying? Push up on him, find out what's going on. Guys that work upstairs in the up front in the administration office, guys that work up there where the lieutenant officers be, said they ain't really hearing nothing about them finding no whole bunch. Bro, it's like 10 phones missing, bro. It's 10 phones got popped in that shower, bro. So them guys was like, boy, they ain't heard LT and them would have said something. You would have heard them bragging. They would have been boasting, because that's what officers do. It's like a cat and mouse game in the chain gang, bro. When they catch you, they hunt you. When they catch you, they going to laugh at you. They going to be like, yeah, we won up. We did that. That's how they is. That. And it wasn't no bragging. It wasn't no boasting. Guys was like, they ain't heard nothing. So, instantly again, guys start applying pressure, bro. Them guys pull up at Otis. Otis in the dorm next door again. Otis was scared, bro. Oh, guess what Otis did? Otis packed his stuff and went to the hole, bro. Otis said, bump that. His detail and everything. He was older, bro. That man probably scared as hell for his life, bro. You had all these young dudes, tattoos and face and everything. They pulling up by their big homies' phones, their brothers' phones, all this type of stuff, bro. These guys was mad. So anyways, bro, period of time go by. I really didn't hear nothing else much about what's going on, bro, until I'm on the walk one day, bro, and I seen Hank, coming down the walk, maintenance car, pushing like this. Man, them folk flushed up on him so hard on the walk to where the maintenance man was scared, bro. The guy was like, maintenance man, hey, what's going on? What's going on? Them folk flushed up on him. Like, man, what's up? What's up? Man, this is the game that Hank was playing, bro. Because unbeknown to me at that time, these guys had got a whiff that these phones were still floating around on the other side, bro. Like the phones that Hank got claimed to say LT got. Guys say they seen phones in Hank dorm that, resemble the phones that guys say they lost. So, that opened a whole nother can or something. Man, them guys on the fence like, man, what's up, man? You need to handle that, man. What's up? LT and them ain't said nothing. Nobody heard about nothing about no phone busting. What's up? You need to goddamn shake something, boy. We need something. What's going on? So, man, Hank was so scared, bro. I'm walking up the walk. I'm looking back like this. You know, the maintenance man, he over there like this. He on his radio. By this time, he on his radio. It's an officer up there by J Building. So she seen what's going on with the crowd as far as them guys surrounding Hank. Mind you, I tell these bloods, GDs, bro, and some of these younger guys that ain't had nothing to do with the situation. They thirsty. They waiting for some type of problems. A lot of these younger guys, they ready to prove themselves to their GD brothers or their blood big homies or something, bro. They ready to put in some work. They ready to knock something out. They ready to pour something out. That's what he is, bro. So the officer came down there. She tell all them to disperse. I'm already halfway up the walk. Listen, bro, we get back to the dorm. Naturally, bro, guys was upset. Some of the guys that wasn't out there that had their property stolen and stuff too, bro. Them guys was like, man, I should have been out there, man. Why y'all ain't knock them out? Man, y'all should have smacked them. Knock them out, do something. So them folks was like, okay. At this point in time, bro, them folks like, okay, they know that Hank was on some funny stuff, bro, because LT and them, ain't nobody heard nothing about no big bust of the phones. You know what I'm saying? You would have heard something, bro. These folks like to brag too much, bro. They like to brag too much. So anyways, bro, boom, them guys had some more people on the other side flush up on this man, Hank. When they had him flush up on his man, Hank, LT and them came to the dorm later on that day. They was like, I don't know what's going on, but whoever sending hits on the maintenance man, y'all need to stop that, man. See, y'all pressed up on one of the maintenance guy the other day on the walk, and now y'all pull up on him in the dorm or whatever like that. Whoever sending these stuff, man, y'all need to stop it. But what they did was, this was the only dorm that they came to, so you had to know that somebody told them that it was this dorm, it was people in this dorm that sent this out. Now, you had guys in the dorm with Hank that was calling back and forth. They letting them know Hank talking about something. He don't know what's going on. Mind you, I'm hearing all this in the dorm because it's a lot of conversations going on. Guys running back and forth. By this time, bro, it's like 2 phones in the dorm. So guys scrambling, guys buying back phones at the same time too. But guys are waiting. Guys like, man, I want my shit back. You know what I'm saying? You gonna come on with my shit, bro. So anyways, bro, the next day I heard somebody in the dorm like, hell yeah, boy, they beat his ass, boy, they smacked him, all type of shit. But I guess they ain't beat him well enough, because guess what? That boy Hank was still on the walk, still on his detail. I see him, I was going to the program building, I see Hank pushing that cart just like this. He ain't really had no bruises or nothing on his face, bro. So anyways, bro, this about 2 days or something go by, bro. I start hearing somebody there like, they put a hit on Hank's head. Mind you, bro, these folks is mad. Mind you, at this time, bro, most of the phones you had in Chain Gang was hamburgers, flips. They call them hamburgers, bro. It wasn't no touchscreen. I think it was like 2 touchscreens got caught up in there, bro. At the time, they called them skateboards. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wanted to get on the skateboards back then and skate. So it was expensive. At this time, bro, skateboards was probably like $1,000. The regular flips, they was like $400-500. Sometimes it'll go up to $600. I paid $600. What did I pay? I paid like $600-650 when I bought my first phone. But anyways, bro, after that situation happened, they said they smacked Hank. Like I seen Hank on the walk. So guys was, you know what I'm saying, naturally upset. These guys like, man, what you gonna do? But he wasn't over here, bro. And the thing with, they was like, they couldn't get they guys that was in G building to push up the F building. Even though this man would walk around the whole compound, everybody was like, man, they put a hit on him. They put a hit on him. And naturally, you had young guys stupid enough. They like, boy, we finna take that hit. We finna take that hit. But guess what happened, bro? The morning they was supposed to take the hit at breakfast, guess what that boy Hank did? Hank heard what was going on. Man, Hank put his feet in his hands and yeah, he skedaddled on them folks, bro. Hank got the hell on, man. Hank put himself in the hole, bro. Hank put himself in the hole. Hank was like, he's not coming out until he get transferred, bro. And, you know, it came out, bro. It came out that Hank, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't no LT or nothing like that. It was Hank and it was another guy on the maintenance crew that came together. They found the phone. Mind you, Hank knew that these phones been in here because Hank was in the dorm with us. Hank was the one that sold these guys the key to open the spot. So he knew where it was. Hank knew everything, bro. Him and another guy that was on the other side with him, you know what I'm saying, they came together. They stole all the phones. Now, the maintenance man that's over the detail, Now, I don't know if he knew exactly what was going on, bro, but I'm sure if he do, he would have been like, hey, man, y'all leave these folks alone, or y'all leave these folks stuff alone, or you turn it over to, the relevant authorities, to the LT. Yeah, don't go stealing that stuff, man. Them folks probably about to jump on him. So anyways, bro, like I said, Hank got the hell on, bro. The other guy on the other side, Blister, bro, they blister pack him. Blister pack, bro. I didn't know him like that, bro. When guys was telling me like, hey, you don't remember him? You don't see him? I mean, I seen him, but I don't know him like that. The only reason I knew Hank, because Hank was right over there with me before he ended up going to the other dorm, and Otis was right over there. Man, Otis got the hell on. Ben got the heck on, because Otis already knew what was going on, bro. He was in the building. He was facing a lot of the heat. Hank wasn't facing it like that because he was all the way over there. Now, the other guy, these folks done beat the brakes off of him, bro. Locks and everything. So these folks mad. Hank gone. The phones, he sold them. Man, that man sold the phones. Them folks seen them folks, the phones surfacing back over there. People wanted their phone back, but you can't go to somebody and be like, hey, man, I want this back. Whoop, whoop, whoop. You know what I'm saying? Everybody pay for their stuff, but, boy, Hank pull a fast one, boy. Hank pull a fast one, bro. I'm sure these folks probably did put a hit on Hank wherever he went because they had his name, GDC, picture, and all type of stuff. But I never heard anything else about the situation, boy. But Hank pull a fast one. Hank pull a fast one on them peoples, man. Like I tell you, Chain Gang could be real grimy and real slimy, man. It's the same man that sold him the key for the spot and came back and hit it. He was just waiting for a perfect opportunity, and he found the perfect opportunity, and he got down, though, man. But that's the story for today, though, man. I appreciate y'all checking out the channel. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you hit the comment section. Tell me how you feel about the whole story, whatever, man. Conversate in the comment section. Like I said, big ups to everybody. Support me, man. Supporting the channel. You know what it is. A lot of love, a lot of peace, a lot of respect, y'all. I'm out.